The Dallas Cowboys, you have my attention. It was tough to watch because they were playing the Bears. I will say, though, this is an ideal sort of 2022 Chicago Bears game. Justin Fields, I thought, played pretty well and continues to show a lot of really encouraging signs, and they lost. That's great. I'm into it. I mean, that is exactly what I want right now.
Look at Dane Brugler's receiver rankings and
I've been doing it like twice a day, and I'm watching that TCU guy now. We're really starting to get the gears going. Anyway, I want to talk about the Cowboys because going back and watching that game today, I think there are a few different things I want to dig into, but just stats-wise, over the last 2 weeks, since he came back, Dak Prescott leads the NFL in EPA per dropback. He was 21 of 27 today for 252 yards and 2 scores, and had 5 carries for 34 yards, including a touchdown.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard carried the ball 14 times for 131 yards today. I had 3 touchdowns, added a 16-yard catch to go along with that. So we're looking at almost 150 yards from scrimmage for Tony Pollard. And we're marching the ball up and down the field. I mean, Dak threw a pick, but for the most part, play in, play out against a defense that pretty solid. Like the Bears aren't great, but they've been a middle of the pack defense for most of the season. And the Cowboys torched them today.
Yes.
This is what I want. This is what I want from them.
Yes. I wanted to see, because Dak can do it, remember last year when he was just shredding the blitz and we're like, why do defenses keep blitzing him? Because he was like one of the most blitzed like quarterbacks in the league. The Bears.
He still is.
I don't get why. He's like do they not watch it for that 30? Because his Cowboys plays, especially on third down, when you're watching them all 22, takes so long because they get it lined up and then Dak's pointing everyone out and you're just like, oh my God, snap it, Dak. But that's why watching this Bears game, because the Bears aren't really too blitz heavy of a team. Last week against the Patriots, they were a little bit. They sprinkled some stuff in, but generally they are not under Eberflus. And he was just torching them because all this under center stuff. That's why I love Dak, and anyone's listening to the show knows it's just that his all aroundness is why I love him, because he's so accurate. He has such a great mind for the game, but then he's able to go under center and turn his back to the defense. He's able to go in the shotgun, run quick game. He's able to launch some balls deep, kind of a selective, aggressive type of deep ball thrower, but he's able to do everything well. That's why I like him. But today, 32 of their 57 snaps were under center. They're doing quick game out of it, deep play action concepts out of it. That was awesome. The designs in the red zone were so cool from this Cowboys offense. That CD touchdown was nifty. It was, and I wish I could.
Motion was the number 1 receiver down the left side. Yeah, it was beautiful.
They motioned like they're going to do switch verticals. So usually when you motion a guy like a speed motion, they do switch verticals. So 2 vertical routes. The guy in the motion is doing the wheel route. So he ends up being outside vertical. Instead, they had him sell the outside vertical because the Bears catch it. The corner is ready to catch it because he's a zone defender. And he ends up running a post route. So they vertical towards the sideline, act like he's running a wheel route towards the sideline, and then breaks back in. It was beautiful.
And Brisker was responsible for him, and Brisker was on the sideline. So it was 10 yards of outside leverage. He had no shot.
He was like, oh, I got CeeDee Lamb running right at me. Okay, let's make this nice and safe and make sure I can catch him. But it gets maximized because Dak's timing, and this is why I love him, it's exquisite. That ball, his foot hit the back of his drop, and that ball was out. And that's what red zone, throwing the ball in the red zone, that's what matters, is that timing and that accuracy. His time to throw today was 2.33. I think he only had 2 games last year that he had a shorter time to throw.
And that's amazing with the amount of play action that they're using. Right. That's incredible with the amount of play action that they're using, because play action, just by definition, increases your time to throw because you're having to fake.
Yep.
So the under center numbers
with him, which was awesome. Like,
they're doing
everything.
All these different stuff. Every aspect of it is making the game easier on their players. Yeah. Everything that they're doing are all these easy buttons that we've wanted them to spam for years. You mentioned the play action. Dak has been under center at the second highest rate in the league over the last 2 weeks. Dak, that's not what they used to do. It used to be a shotgun, sit back, let him do everything offense. Okay. He has used so far over the last 2 games, 48.2% of his dropbacks have been play action. That leads the NFL. That is the highest rate in the league over the last 2 weeks. Last year, he was 18th.
Yeah.
The gap is immense. And you
Yeah.
watch what they're doing out of it, and it all makes sense. He's ripping the ball, and some of the deep overs that they were running are a way to create
Beautiful.
explosive plays, which if there's one thing I'm worried about with this offense, still, where are they going to get explosive passing plays from?
Yep.
Similar to what we talked about last year. But a way to create some of those explosive passing plays is to use a little bit more play action. And that's what they're doing under center. There was a stretch that I absolutely loved. Though, by the way, the keeper that he had in the red zone, I also want them to do more of that. Use his legs as you get down in the red zone. Like
3 designed runs today. They only had 1 game last year of 3 designed runs. They only had 2 games last year with more than 1. They had 1 game of 2, 1 game of 3, and about like 5 or 6 games of 1. And they
you don't have
used
to do it
3
all the time.
No,
just
just like
selectively.
this.
In the red zone is a
Red
perfect way
zone
to do it.
It's short yardage. Red zone, short yardage, high leverage situations. That's when you use it, and he can do it. That's why he's great.
So second and 2, I think at about 7:30 in the first or second quarter. I didn't write it down in my notes. It doesn't matter. They ran a little play action slide screen. They threw it to Dalton Schultz, first down. Really easy completion. Okay, just make it simple. Next play, Bears blitz. He hits Schultz immediately for an 8-yard gain. Immediately. Okay. 2nd and 2. They're in a 3-by-1. He rips a slant to Michael Gallup as the singled up receiver. Just sees it, takes it, money. And then that drive ends with that touchdown to CeeDee Lamb. And you just see all of it. You see all of those different things because he is really good against the blitz. And he is a really good drop back passer when you ask him to do that. But why not make everything else easier on the way to those moments?
Right.
And that's what they've done over the last 2 weeks.